Hey guys, it's Mrs. Woodbury. I'm going to throw this box together real quick for you, and I'll upload the video when I'm done. I don't like being watched. So, a couple things real quick. If you can see if there's a little bit of space on the bottom of your tray for your bird feeder, that's not the worst thing in the world. If rain does get in there, that it gives a way for the water to run out. So, that's not a terrible thing. My hands just aren't quite strong enough to hold this where it belongs. So I'm going to use a clamp. And of course, once you do that, then you may have a little bit of problem with getting it nailed in the position that you want. So there's pluses and minuses to something like this. And if my nail is going to go all the way through, then I'm not going to want to put that in there. So I'll just leave those two. If you don't have a clamp, maybe somebody could try and hold it for you, or you could take something and wedge between the sides of your piece to help provide that extra holding power until you get it nailed in. Let's see if we can fix this other side. Nope, it's not gonna work. Make sure your pieces fit the right direction. What? Cheating? I'm not cheating. I'm using the tools at my disposal. It's probably best for your pieces to fit like this, where they make a peak. But if you do that, then your two sides will appear to be different lengths. So if you want to, you can do that. And if you would like them to appear to be the same, you can put them together like this, and that will be just fine for this project. I am going to nail directly into this board. You may not want to do this because the nails are too long and they're going to pop out the sides. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to hammer out COVID-19 and just bend these over. And that actually helps to give them strength. It's called clinching. And that should be tight enough that our little birdies aren't going to get hurt at all. All right, this is arguably the most, this is arguably the piece of this project where you're most likely to shoot nails out where they don't belong. So watch for signs that your nails are coming out where they don't belong before you put them all the way in. Once the head of your nail is down into the wood, it's really hard to get it back out. So I'm going to, what I want to do here is I want to make sure that it's all set the way I want it to be. Make sure it's all level. I want to check my distances on both sides. Do the birds care if this side is a half an inch longer than that side? They don't. But I do. So I'm going to try to make it even. But I'm not going to actually measure. I'm just going to use my eyes or maybe my fingers. Okay, I like that. Now, the angle that you put these in is pretty important. It's got to be a pretty steep angle so it goes down into, think where you want your nail to go. You want it down into the main piece of this wood. So it's a pretty steep angle. And my air nailer does not like that position. So I'm going to use a pencil and I'm going to draw my line right there. That's where I want that to go. Because I just about have to go backwards here. And then I'm going to go this way and I'd like it to be here and here. I do want to put two nails in here. Of course, this would be even more accurate if you were to measure it. Measure the distance from here to here and add another 3/8 of an inch. Or you can just take a tape measure. Sorry, you can't really see that, can you? If you want to measure from the corner here to, you know, the center, or you can measure from here to here and add 3/8 of an inch to that. I'm not going to measure. I'm going to eyeball it. And I know you will too. And that's okay. This is a bird feeder. I found your guesses to be rather humorous. Mostly wrong, but rather humorous. And that worked quite well. I'm not going to tell you that you can't use an air nailer if you do have one available. What I will tell you is to watch the position of your hands. Remember that where that nail is going to go, if your hands are in the way, when you hit that trigger, it will connect with your hands before you have a chance to move them. So always with an air nailer, watch the position of your hands. If there's any possibility that that nail could go up, sideways, down, around, any direction and hit one of your fingers cannot be there. Do make sure you have your parents' permission. So what's happening here is if I try and line it up this way, my tip, the tip that triggers the action on this, it disconnects before I can get the angle correct on my air nailer. If I turn this way, then I can still maintain that connection. So that little bit of preparation allowed me to put all of those nails in without missing a single one. And I had put one of these together earlier when I was cutting the pieces just to make sure that everything was going to work the way I wanted it to. And I missed quite a few nails. So a little bit of preparation can make a big difference in the finished result. Remember that the graphite in pencils really doesn't sand away very well at all. I'm not intending to sand this project, but I just like even though it's an outdoor project made out of recycled pallets and old furring strips from a construction project, I still want it to look good. Last piece. There are a number of different ways that you can attach your wire. I am just going to take and loop it around like this. Since my hands aren't really very strong, I'm just going to take these pieces here, these ends. And if I could get my hands to cooperate, I would just twist them together. And they're not, so I'll just do it this way. And I'm just going to try and bend it so that the birds don't get scratched. So I actually took and wedged that wire up in between these boards, and that's going to keep it real solid in there. It's not going to move. It's not going to fall down or anything like that. And then if I want to, I can take and twist a loop in here so that I can hang it on a tree branch more securely. It could be shorter too. And there you have it, a finished bird feeder. So here's the pieces that I used. I took the wide boards from some pallets and I cut these two pieces 12 inches long. None of this, the only, the width of this doesn't really matter, but I wanted it to be long enough and wide enough that it would cover, this, and then rain, at least rain that's coming straight down, will sheet off. So these two are the wide pieces of pallets. They're about 5.5 or 6 inches across. And these I cut 12 inches long. And then I cut these pieces 9 inches long. And again, these are just a 1 by 2 inch furring strip. These are recycled from a construction project. And I cut them 9 inches long and then put a 45-degree angle on each end. I cut the bottom is from the same type of pallet. It's the wide pallet board. And I cut that one 8 inches long. Then I cut these two pieces, which are narrow pallet boards, 8 inches. These are about 6 3/4. So it's whatever the width of your pallet piece is plus the width of each of these two pieces here. So these are about 6 3/4 inches long. I cut this piece right here 9 inches long, but did not put the 45-degree angle on it. Again, the length of this piece doesn't matter so much, but since I was cutting these 9 inches, it was just as easy to just cut these 9 inches as well. I think I cut about 24 inches or so of wire, and it's just a kind of a heavy gauge wire that's still soft enough that I can work it with my hands. And that's it. Send me your pictures or your videos.